Hello, in today's video, I'm going to talk about change management. This is a very important topic for those who are going to sit for the PMP exam very soon, so it's very important that you understand it very well. In this video, we are going to see the whole process, so keep attention and keep watching till the end. The first thing you should know about change management is that the process of change management is only applicable to predictive projects. You are not going to apply this to agile projects because agile already welcomes change requests, and for agile, any change request that comes to the project should be prioritized and implemented in the next iterations. So we are not talking about change management in the agile projects. We are only talking about change management in predictive projects. This is number one. Two, change requests could be initiated by anyone involved in the project. It could be initiated by your team members, by yourself as a project manager, by the sponsor, by a stakeholder, by anyone. So anyone involved in the project or is going to be impacted by the project could initiate a change request. The third thing that you need to retain is that when a change request is initiated, it should be logged in the change log. So this is the first step. When a change request is initiated, it should be inserted in the change log. A change log is nothing than a document that includes all the change requests with their details, their status, etc. Here is an example. We can see here 3 change requests with their different number, their type, the description of each change request, who initiates the request, when the request is submitted, when it is approved, if it's approved, and what's the status of the change request if there is any comments. So this is a very simple example of a change log. You could have less or more information depending on your needs. After inserting the change request in the change log, this change request is brought to the change control board, which is abbreviated as CCB. So this is a very important concept. You are going to face this in your PMP exam most often, so keep attention to that. A change request should be brought to the CCB before it's going to be approved or implemented or rejected. So as a project manager, you should not implement change requests right away based on your opinion or your team's opinion. You should bring them to the CCB instead. That's very important. After bringing this to the CCB, the change control board, which is composed of few members who are usually executive members and decision makers, and control board could also include experienced members of your team or external expert or whatever. So this board is going to evaluate this change request, and they are going to investigate this change request and going to assess their impact on the scope, on the schedule, on the budget, on the different sides of the project. Then they are going to take a decision. Most probably the change control board are going to either accept or reject or defer a decision. So let's see each of these in much more details. If the change control board accepted a change request, then there is 3 actions you need to do. The first action is updating the change log. Second, informing all stakeholders about this decision. And third, you are going to implement this change request. And as long as you are implementing the change request, you are keeping updating the stakeholders and updating the change log as well. So all these 3 actions are continuous until finishing implementing the change request. The second decision is rejecting or denying a change request. In this case, you are not going to implement it. You only need to communicate this decision to relevant stakeholders and updating the change log. The third decision is deferring the change request. And sometimes the change control board cannot take a decision to reject or approve a change request right away. They might need more time, or they might decide that this is not the best time to implement this change request or to decide about this change request. So they are deferring the change request. They are not rejecting them. They are not accepting them, just deferring it to a later time. So in this case, again, as a project manager, you have to ensure that this decision is updated in the change log, also is updated throughout the different communication channels with stakeholders, so they will be aware of this decision. This is the whole process for change management. If you have any questions about change management or have any doubts about whether to take a change request to change control board or not, you can leave me a comments and I will try to answer all your concerns. If you find that this video is helpful, you can hit the thumbs up button and you can support me by sharing this video as well. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.